a lot of dark thoughts, and I'm gonna treat this video somewhat as just getting confessions out there, because it's stuff I just want to say out loud and to someone, even though I know like no one is watching this. But it's I'm kind of ashamed I can't really say it to like anyone else that I know. I can't really hold this conversation with not even my partner. I don't know if I should feel guilty about that, but it's just, I just don't feel like, I don't enjoy venting, kind of, or not that I don't enjoy it, it's that I don't like necessarily feel like I need to vent, you know, cause I don't know, like it feels good to say things out loud, but I feel like that's the extent of it. I feel like I don't, like, more than not, especially when it's like kind of bad stuff, like with your psyche, I feel like they feel obligated to give you advice, or at the very least to help you out. And I don't know why I don't like that. I don't know why it's like, dude, we can just stay talking like how we were. Just, this is what's been going on, but I guess that's not really expected. You know, you're gonna be mad that people that care about you want to care for you. So it doesn't really make sense. But I'm just getting it out now, and it took me a while to make this video because I just never felt like I could just talk and stuff and like really just let it flow. And I was even considering taking like psychedelics or something, just like microdosing, so I could actually, you know, speak my mind, because I'm pretty talkative on psychedelics. But I didn't go through with that. It's like if I need substances to explain how I feel, then that's not a good habit to build, even though I did have to take an Adderall or two to, you know, actually do this. But I guess it's different because I'm prescribed Adderall, so it's like I'm supposed to take it and it's supposed to help. But my car got stolen about some months ago, so I was taking the bus a lot, and on the way to work I passed by this fresh car accident. Like, police hadn't pulled up yet, or he was pulling up like right then, and there was this girl laying on the road, sprawled out, and just surrounded by like a crowd of people, like this young black girl, and her face and her right arm were just covered in red, bright red, glossy red. And she wasn't moving. No one was trying to help her. And, you know, I thought about that for a while after that happened. I thought about what it meant. I thought about the meaning that I should give it. And then I just, you know, just kept going with my life. And then that was around 2 months ago. And then just about earlier this week, me and my girlfriend went thrifting, and literally it's a thrift store right by my house. You could walk for like 5 minutes, and there was a police tarp like right next to the parking lot, like on the sidewalk, and there was a bunch of cars and they had it like taped off. And as we're walking like into the parking lot, we have to go around it to get into the thrift store. It's not that big. We can see the back of it because they're still setting up like this tent thing. There was a deceased person in there, and, you know, I could only see his shoes. They had the tarp over him. And I've never seen a dead body in my life until these two circumstances in the past 2 months. Ever since moving out to the city, I don't think it's the city, but, you know, even when my father passed away, I remember being vividly asked by my uncle if I wanted to see his body. It was an open casket thing at the church before he went to get buried. And I said no, I didn't want to see it. I stood behind the coffin. I stayed behind the coffin. My relationship with death is one that I ponder a lot. To give some background, I almost ended my life in 2023, October 2023. And I'm blanking, I'm just, I think about it a lot, and these are confessions that I have to get out, so I'm gonna get it out. I made an account on this site some months ago, think this year still, earlier this year. I'm not gonna name the website because I don't want people to go to this, but it's a forum, essentially, where people talk about ending their lives. And I made an account because I just wanted to talk about these thoughts with someone. It's not just doomer, like meaningless thoughts of, oh, I just want to do it. It's just like actually discussing it. And it's like, who am I going to discuss that with? Who legitimately understands that won't send me to rubber sock land. You know what I'm saying? So I started talking on there, and I started like talking to a lot of other people, and I realized like these other people like are going through it way worse than me, and it's very trippy. You can like look up the word goodbye, for example. It'll show you like all the posts where they had goodbye in it, and you can click it and you can see what they said, and you can check their profile to see the last time they were active. And half the time they were active like recently or just after they sent that message, and a lot of the time the last time they were online was the time that they posted that message. I'd say around half the time. And it's surreal. But I've been on a lot, and I've been talking to people a lot, and there's a thread where you can look for partners, I guess if you don't want to go alone. And before that I posted in the make a friend thread, so I guess that could be a meaningful communication relationship out of this with someone, and like have conversations regularly. And I ended up just posting on the partner thread because I don't know. And then I did get responses, and I did get like direct messages of people like who were willing to like take that step with me and like like step off the edge. I don't know how much I can say by not getting, I don't know how much is allowed on YouTube, but I've had these people DM me, and I've been talking with them. I'm only talking with like 2 people. The other ones were I think they're like pretty old. And it's not like I have any plans to do anything brash. But I don't want to close the door. I'm in a toxic relationship right now. Not with my girlfriend, but with myself, and the desire of not wanting to get better. I used to be really hypomanic in around December of last year, and that's when I was at my limit, and that's when I went to a psychiatrist. And since being medicated, not even I guess medicated, but at least getting out and just talking, doing stuff, I guess I got better. But I wish I was in a rut right now. I wish I was in a hole. I wish I was very sad, because then I could talk about this slowly and freely. But I'm not that bad as I could be, even not as I was earlier today. And I'm always just stuck between one side of the rope. I'm always just stuck. I'm just bouncing between one ends, and one end is just despair and hopelessness, and just overwhelming sadness. And the other end is like, yo, none of that doomer shit. Like, be grateful, be appreciative, and find joy in things, And I've bounced between that for so long. It's like I just wish I could stick to one side for, I don't know about the rest of my life, but for like the next years of my adolescence. I guess till my adolescence runs out. I just turned 20. I don't, probably grown man status, but I just wish I could always be sad and hopeless and depressed, because then I can find comfort and I can, cope with it my own way. Or that I wish I could be okay and accepting and comfortable. That's all. I don't consider either of these sides good or bad, because I just wish I could stick to one, and then I would be happy and I would be stable. because I don't know which one is really me. I don't know which one is the me that I want, the perspective that I want. I've been working so much recently. I just go to work, I go to bed, like eat something, and I just go back to work and the next day. And I feel like I've just lost who I am. I've just completely shed. I'm just like a shell of what my personality was. I don't do anything that makes me feel like me anymore. I don't make music. I don't paint. I don't go out. I don't take things. I don't take like substances. I don't have fun. I don't make memories. I don't do things that used to make me happy. I just do things that get me by. And this is like pretty recent, and I've just felt very bad about it. And it's like when I was in that rut, when I was hypomanic, and so unstable. God, I was so unstable, and it was very unhealthy. But I felt like me. I felt like me, so I was comfortable. Because at that point, I wasn't comparing my psyche or my life to anyone else's. I just only had myself to compare to, myself to talk to, and myself to validate myself. And, that's all that I needed. And then I moved out. I did a lot of things. I started interacting with people, and I got better. But it's whenever I get into ruts, whenever I get just so hopeless, I get in these states where it's just everything's just hopeless, and every thought path just leads to like the same stupid melancholy feeling. I almost find comfort in that. No, I do find comfort in it, because it's like, it's not like a nostalgia sense, but it's like I know that this is me, and then I'm used to this, and I'm comfortable with it, and I can get through it. And I think that's really unhealthy. I've just been so obsessed with feeling bad. I've romanticized this overwhelming, crushing sadness, because whenever I'm in it, it surrounds me, and it's warm, and I feel like it holds me. And I don't have to think about like realities and like real anxieties and like other stuff, because I can just feel sorry for myself, and I can just self-loathe, and I could just feel like there's no point to everything. And when you feel like there's no point to everything, it becomes easier to think about everything. And I know it's not healthy, but I just don't know what to do. Because if I'm seriously trying to get better, if I'm seriously trying to become healthier mentally, it almost feels like I'm just betraying myself. I'm betraying this part of myself that's just me, like raw me. Like I don't feel unstable. I don't feel mentally ill. I just feel like, yo, this is me right now. And I feel like I'm just trying to throw that away. And in that state where I was hypomanic, I don't know if you can see right now. Can't see right now because, I don't know, it's kind of dark, but I have a line under my eye right there. It actually leads to this piercing. It goes from here to that piercing. It's a self-harm line. And when I was in the hypomanic state, I carved it into my face, under my eye, as to like, yo, as a note, as like, yo, I feel so much right now. It's like I didn't feel good. I didn't feel bad. I just felt so much. And I'm so deep in this. I don't want you to ever forget how I felt right now, how I've been feeling for the week. And I carved it into my face. I was like, yo, you're not going to forget who you were. And I still have that scar. And, I even try to redo it. That was like, I didn't self-harm for a while after that, after like December. And then I tried to redo it. I took the razor to, my face, under my eye. And I held it against it, and I couldn't do it. It's sharp. It's scary. I was scared. It was painful. I couldn't break skin. I couldn't go all the way down. I couldn't do it. And I realized, yo, how detached was I to just do that every single day. I did it almost every day. So it really formed for like weeks. where was I? I was so far away from where I am now. And it's like, that just goes to, I just said that as like an extent to like how really just I won't let myself get better, because it doesn't feel like I'm getting better. It feels like I'm running away or hiding or just trying to escape from like something within me. And I just don't know which is the real me. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know if the person I want to be is this person who's like unstable, but I can make art. I could talk about whatever. I could not really care about my psyche. Or this person that like, just really wants to have hope and that really wants to get better. Not only for themselves, but the people around them. They say that I have this tendency where I dream about things that I really, really want, like internally. And I've had this pattern for a while. I don't know if anyone else has it, but for me, a lot of the times my dreams are just things that I really, really want. And sometimes, like, my only recurring dream I've ever had is where I'm just on the floor and I'm just playing with a bunch of cats. I'm playing with a bunch of cats and they love me and I'm hugging them and I'm kissing them on their head. And they're really soft and I can feel them. And that's the only dream I've had multiple times, like the same dream. One time I dreamt of getting unbanned from Discord server, and other times I dream of like, seeing and hanging out with, someone who I know I'll never see again, like a girl that I know I'll never see again. I dream about things I really, really want. 2 weeks ago, I dreamed of ending my life. And I've only told my partner. I think I'll tell my psychiatrist. But it's just tunnel vision. When I feel like all hope is lost. Until I'm out of it, I don't realize like, there's more stuff that there's different ways to perceive it. But I don't feel like, I don't even know what I deserve. I don't feel like I'm a good person, objectively. I feel like I'm a bad person. I feel like I'm a selfish person. I feel egotistical. And I don't know who I am and who I've become. I've just become a zombie. I feel like I've let myself go. I feel like I'm uglier. I feel like I'm fatter. I feel like I'm just more boring. I feel like I don't want to talk, and it's just, I'm not making this like a self-loathing video, like a self-loathing compilation, but this is where I'm at. And I keep seeing dead bodies. And I keep seeing crows in my neighborhood. There's so many murders. That's what they're called, groups of crows. You probably already knew that, but I don't know what it means. I don't know what it'll mean for me. I'm probably going to tell a lot of this to my psychiatrist. I'm probably going to tell her the full truth about how sometimes there's nothing I can think about other than take my own life. There's nothing else I can think about. And I'll tell her about the dream, and I'll tell her about everything that I've just been thinking about. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to take me somewhere. I'm an adult now, so I don't even know if they can. I don't think they can, but I don't have a therapist, so I guess tough luck, dude. You're going to tell me what's up. She said one time I intellectualized my emotions too much. Like I was going on this tangent about how I felt one time in an outing, and then she was like, dude, you're just anxious. And I was like, dang, that really makes sense. I don't want to make this video too long. I know no one has watched to where I'm at right now. For a fact, I know no one is watching this. But I'm still gonna upload it, because honestly, when I'm sad, I've been doing this thing for a while where I just look up queries in YouTube like I'm very like I feel lonely, I need to run away, I'm losing my mind. That's what I was looking up when I was losing my mind. I was like, I'm going crazy. And I just find these little guys who go on rants about whatever, and like it makes me feel like I'm not alone. I like it. I don't know why you're watching, but yeah. Maybe I'll make another video soon, I guess. Maybe. This will be the only one.